Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the children's programs on all the ships, specifically on Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and Carnival. Now, to give you a little bit of background, my sister has been cruising since she was 9 years old. I've been cruising since I was 5 years old, and my niece has been cruising since she was 7, so we would be more than happy to help with any questions you may have. But before we get into all that, I must ask, if you like this video, if you find it at all helpful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. Alright, so let's get to it. So you'll notice that a lot of the cruise lines generally have the same requirements. Usually the age breakdown is like within a year of each other. But the main thing is any child that's over the age of 3 has to be toilet trained. Now, let's start with Royal Caribbean. They have the Royal Babies and Tots programs, which runs 6 months to 36 months. They offer both free and structured play, and they require the parents to provide food for the babies as well as diapers. However, you can order those through their gifts and gear section on their site. And they also have a toy lending program which allows you to borrow the toys for the cruise. Then once the children reach 3 years old, they officially enter into Adventure Ocean, which provides both free and structured play for all different age groups. So the youngest one is the Aquanauts, that's 3 to 5 years old. Next up you have Explorers, which is 6 to 8 years old. And then after that you have the Voyagers at 9 to 11 years old. And then you have the Teens programs, which is for 12 and up. Now each of the age groups has their own specific room of the children's club. So these children will be grouped by age groups, and sometimes if you go to the private islands, they'll also have structured play groups for each of the age groups. So for that, they're going to have things like treasure hunts or sandcastle building or something like that. And if it's on the ship, then they'll have things like coloring contests. The younger children might have ice cream socials. The teens might have pizza parties, things like that. And the teens, they have their own separate club, which pretty much provides them a place for them to hang out and maybe do a couple of the teen dance parties and things like that you'll see throughout the ship. Now, one of the other things that Royal Caribbean offers is they have a late night party zone for children ages 3 to 11, and it runs generally between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. However, it does cost extra, and it will cost $7 per child per hour. And they also have sitters at sea, which are generally booked a day in advance. And it's based on sitter ability, so availability, So you may not get the date that you want. That's the only downside to this. And it's about $19 per hour for up to 4 children. And there's a 2-hour minimum. Now, Royal Caribbean's sister cruise line, Celebrity, has different kids programs as well. Theirs is called Camp at Sea. Now, theirs is a little bit different in terms of age groups. So they start with the infants, and they go from 6 months to a year. Next up, you have your shipmates, which are ages 3 to 5. Then you have your cadets, ages 6 to 9, followed by your captains at ages 10 to 12. And then the teens are ages 13 to 17. So even though they're sister companies and they generally have a lot of the same requirements, the age requirements are slightly different. For comparison reasons, We're also including Carnival, which is one of the largest cruise companies in the world. Their kids club name is Camp Ocean. Now, they don't start their kids programs until the child is age 2. So they have the Penguins, which are ages 2 to about 5 years. Next, you have your Stingrays, which are 6 to 8 years old. Next, you have your Sharks, which are 9 to 11 years old. Then they break down their tweens and their teens programs. So the tweens, which are 12 to 14 years old, they have Circle C, which again provides them the opportunity to have a place to hang out, maybe do a couple dances, that sort of thing. Then you have Club O2, which is 15 to 17 years old. Now, I should point out for the teen programs throughout pretty much most of the industry, once the teen reaches 18 years old, they generally are considered an adult in the eyes of the cruise line. So they tend to allow them to join in the adult programs. So next up, Carnival has what they call Night Owls, which is their version of the night program for the children. Theirs runs 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. and their cost is $7.50 an hour plus an 18% gratuity service. And after 1 a.m., the charge is double. So if you're leaving your child in the evening program, you want to make sure that you're on time to pick them up. Otherwise, you're going to be ending up paying probably $14, $15 per child. They also have jam parties, which is an extra $17 per child. Now, Carnival also has a program for infants under 2 years old. And that's more or less of a babysitting service. Theirs is an extra charge, and that's $7.50 for sea days, plus the 18% charge per child. And if you stay with the child in the infant's area, then there's no charge. However, on port days, just like on sea days, there's a $7.50 charge. However, there's no care during meals. So if you're planning to go to port, you also have to allow time for like picking up the child and making sure that they have a meal. And they must be toilet trained in all the programs. However, if the child is in the infant program, the parents provide the toiletries. And my understanding is that the toiletries are not sold on the website, so if you plan on taking advantage of the infants program, you definitely want to make sure that you bring some extra diapers, some food, a change of clothes, that sort of thing. Now, I should point out across most lines that the children's programs during the day are generally free, and it's in the evening programs where you'll tend to get extra charges. So if you plan on taking advantage of the night programs, you might want to take that into consideration when you're talking about budgets and things like that. Now, one of the signature activities that I've noticed across all lines is that on the last night of the cruise, they generally have a farewell party for all the age groups. So if your child makes friends easily and they want to say goodbye to their friends, that would be the place for them to go. So that's all I have for now for the children's programs. I'm sure Sophie will have her ideas to contribute in her next video. In the meantime, if you find this at all helpful, if you like this video at all, if you like this channel at all, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. And we will see you soon. Bye!